Yes, yes, you're on the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. Got a legend in the studio today. Swizz Beatz, the monster, is in here. Zone. That's the new thing, right?
Yeah, the zone.
No more showtime.
I mean, if I'm on stage, I get to the showtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of switch your branding a lot. I love that about you.
I get tired of it sometimes.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes, I think sometimes you gotta kill something to make it be respected later.
Right.
If it's like, oh, I'm tired of this damn showtime.
Right.
So it's like zone.
It's a new thing,
Then we come back to the showtime later and I'm like, oh,
Right. We were talking before you came in. You're a legend.
Thank you.
Like, I'm sitting next to a legend.
I still got a lot of work to do.
You don't consider yourself a legend?
Yeah, I do.
That's right, Swizz. Tell him.
I mean, I put the time in.
Right.
I put my time in since I was 17. I'm 41 now. I mean, but I still feel like I'm just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're so successful. You always have that hunger.
Gotta stay hungry.
Yeah.
For sure.
One of the greatest hip hop producers of all time. Do you agree with that statement?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I do. Before I would have said something weird. Right? Like I would.
How long ago?
Maybe like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So what has changed in 3 years that you're confident in that now?
Because we work so hard for these compliments just to shut them down and run from them. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start embracing my compliments and accepting them because I actually work hard for those compliments.
Right.
And a lot of people, we like to just run away from it and be shy, but fuck that. I'm those things.
Right, you're all of that.
Yeah.
You're a Harvard graduate. Can we clap it up in here?
Thank you.
You came in smelling and looking like Harvard. I look like Syracuse.
Now, this is the Bronx.
Oh, this is the Bronx that came in.
This is the Bronx. The Bronx can clean up too.
Let me tell you, you were one of the first people that. Now there's a trend going on where people want to go to Harvard, right? In the music business.
It's a good thing.
It is, but you were one of the first to actually go to Harvard, and you sat in the class.
Stayed in the dorms too.
Right, you stayed in the dorms.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah, it changed my life. That I was thinking about complaining about my dorm, but then I was like, damn, this is the same size as like a jail cell. This could have been a jail cell.
Wow.
But this is a place where I'm laying my head to get forward in life and educate myself, and it changed my whole perspective.
Wow.
And
that's a contradiction right there. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. They're just alike. I never even thought about that. And your life could have easily went one way or the other.
Oh, I was 90% the other way.
Really?
I was in the South Bronx.
Yeah, I know.
But
But you started your career so young.
Yeah, but we were still active though,
Oh, you was in the street.
Yeah, we was in the yeah, for real, very active. I was always laid back, but I always had another side to me.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I'm laid back. I'm not really like the scared person like that.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be over dramatic with things.
Right. So the Harvard thing, do you notice people change their demeanor towards you now that you have that? Yes.
Yeah. The reason why I went was because I was doing different business deals and putting a lot of powerful people together. But when I walked in the room, they was treating me as talking about my Grammys and talking about everything musically other than what we was really in the room for.
The business acumen.
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't being respected as a business person. And it kind of, at first I thought it was like some racial thing. I was like, oh, they acting like this because I'm black.
Right.
Which is the first thing our culture run to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what, let me look a little deeper into it. Then I realized that I didn't understand the language. So they didn't want to bring up conversations that, that I wasn't prepared to answer those questions. So they just talked about music accolades.
Right.
And then once I figured out that I didn't understand the language, I didn't know what, so many going for IPO meant,
right.
Going public with the company and all those different things. That's why they wasn't bringing those things up to me, because they knew I didn't know that. Went to school to sharpen my pencil and come back out stronger.
Look at that. Now he smells like money. Swizz Beatz is here. We're going to talk about the soundtrack you executive produced for The Godfather of Harlem. It's coming to Epix, right?
Yes.
And I saw this amazing face-off between you and Timbaland. Oh, it was like everything. So we'll talk about that. You're in Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat.
Jesus.
It's the Heat, SiriusXM. You're in Mina's house. Got a legend in the house today, Swizz Beatz.
Yes.
I'm Mina SayWhat. I'm excited. I was telling the ladies here, I work with a team of ladies, that, you created the soundtrack to my whole, childhood.
Wow.
So it's definitely an honor to sit here.
I know you love Eve.
Listen, I got the ratchet tattoo on the boobs because of Eve. When I interviewed her, I told her, she was like a little shy about it, but I'm like, nah, girl, don't be shy. You really had that kind of influence.
Facts.
You had that kind of hold on women.
Mm-hmm.
She was like gutter and from the streets, So you did this face off with Timbaland, and it was at a concert, and you guys kind of went back and forth.
Yeah, shout out to Timbaland.
With all the songs you produced. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it originally got noticed when I did it with Just Blaze, and then I did Timbaland. I did Kanye before that, in front of what was he, Giant Stadium.
I remember reading about that, but I never experienced it. This is the first time I was sitting in the audience.
Oh, you was there.
I was yes.
Oh,
I felt
that's
it.
the difference. Yes.
Yes, I felt it.
Yes.
Do you understand? And it's like the music that you've created, you and Tim, it transpires so many different generations and age brackets. I seen teenagers, into it back to 40, 50-year-old people.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing to watch. And it's
amazing.
crazy because you don't realize how many hits y'all have. We know that you guys are producing legends, but when you see y'all going back and forth like that, it was epic.
For that to be not even 1% of the catalog.
Really?
Yeah, I have over 680 songs that I produced.
Sheesh.
And so we only played 20.
That were placed, right?
That came out.
Okay, because I'm sure you have more
that's
beats in the tuck.
I have thousands of beats.
Right.
I'm talking about that actually came out.
Yeah.
That the world was able to see in those 20 years. This is crazy.
Is there another producer that you really admire that producer's catalog?
Yeah, a lot of producers. I like a lot of producers that do different things.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I love the Kanyes, the Pharrells, the Blaze. Then I like, Mike Will, Zaytoven, A-Rap Music, Avery, Snacks. It's just, a lot of people doing a lot of great things.
Yeah. You're doing amazing things. You're executive producing a soundtrack for The Godfather of Harlem, okay?
Yeah, I'm actually doing that, but I'm also executive producing the show as well.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. The
This
soundtrack
guy,
is after.
Yo, he just dropped this bomb. We'll talk about that, okay? We got to talk about all of that. We got to unpack it because, Forrest Whitaker is in this.
Yeah.
And
I got the creator of the show. He in here with me somewhere. He running around.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about it because it's coming out this Monday.
Yes.
So we got to talk about it. Yes, the 29th this Monday. Swizz Beatz is here. I told the ladies when you got here I wasn't going to have enough time with you. But he's here. We'll talk. It's Mina's house on the Heat, SiriusXM. It's the Heat, SiriusXM. You're in Mina's house. Swizz Beatz is here. Executive producer, right? There's a show coming to Epix. This Monday is the premiere.
Godfather of Harlem, the Bumpy Johnson story.
Yes, which American Gangster kind of introduced a lot of people to who Bumpy Johnson was.
Yeah.
He ran the streets of Harlem, and then Frank Lucas came after him.
This is going to be a real, true educational piece.
Right.
Because it shows you Malcolm, it shows you Ali in a different way that we haven't seen yet.
Right.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
So you're executive producing this. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That's that Harvard money right there. So is this your first time executive producing a series?
Yes.
So was there
the whole thing under my control? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So was it what were you learning on the fly, or were you really prepared for this?
Well, I scored movies and different things before.
Right.
I just took a break from it. For me, it was just having fun, and once I understood the film and went over it many times, was a part of the editing process, going back and forth. Then I started bringing in artists in to actually see it for themselves and see who had the inspiration for what they was watching, which was everybody.
Yeah.
So I had 5 writing rooms going down, and we just took the best works
How do you score a series? Because normally when we hear about soundtracks, it's for movies or, things that are like a one-time thing. Do you have like a part one of the soundtrack, and then as the series goes on, there's going to be a part two? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so each episode, I think we drop in 2 songs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're getting new music every week on Monday?
I'm thinking, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Wow.
I think we voted for that. And so the first 2 is with me, DMX, and Ross.
I heard this record.
And then the second
fire.
one is Hallelujah with Buddy, Ferg, A$AP Ferg, and Wale. And then so we're going to come with another batch after that.
How do you pick the people you want to work with?
Just sonically, like how your voice sounds. But I did a lot of unpredictable stuff on this, on purpose. I wasn't even trying to make hits. I was just trying to make songs that complemented the show.
Right.
Like most people just want to just take whatever's the hottest song here and there. You can't put like the hottest song on the radio to a Bumpy Johnson story that's from the 60s. You kind of got to tailor it a little bit. Match the era, but then still put people on it from today that's their tones is right, their energy is right, and it just fit. And so it was an intricate job for sure.
So this is definitely different than creating an album.
Hell yeah. Because you got to match the visuals.
Right. You got to score it.
Yes, you got to score it.
Right.
It's real work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you challenged by anything? What was the challenge for you?
The challenge for me was not wanting to go crazy. Like I had to have
spoken like a real legend.
Yeah, I had to have patience, and even like with the song with Emily Sandé from the UK. Like there's just different moments, and it allowed me to work with people that I normally wouldn't be working with. Like I got even the track like with Jay Denner. People think of him for the song Classic Man.
Right.
But this dude is so talented. Like when you hear him on this record, even his album that just dropped, it's fire.
85 to Africa.
Yeah, fire.
Yep, I know. He was having parties all over the world.
Yeah, he changed his whole zone for the Godfather of Harlem songs that we did. Everybody was dynamic.
So Forrest Whitaker is the lead. Are you and him like tight now? Like that's
that's my guy.
That's your guy.
That's my guy. Yes.
Do y'all go out and smoke cigars and drink brown liquor or whiskey or something?
Forrest don't drink like that. Like we're gonna drink tonight though.
Okay. Well, Monday's you're probably
tonight we having the premiere.
Okay.
/ performance, and then the 29th is the real Showtime chase.
Yes, that's this Monday. So make sure you check it out. The Godfather of Harlem, Epix. How do people get Epix?
You can get it from an app on your phone.
Yep.
You can stream. It's Epix.
All right. Swizz Beatz is here. I ran out of time. We gonna come back.
Yes.
I gotta talk to this guy about actually like producing now, because you've been in the game so long that things have changed. And I'm really interested in how you're managing that change. Swizz Beatz is here. You're on the Heat, SiriusXM. You're in Mina's house. Swizz Beatz is here, the legend. He's on the Heat, SiriusXM. It's Mina's house. I can't even. I don't even have enough time to talk to you.
No.
We didn't even scratch the surface.
We got to book out a month.
For real. So I wanted to talk about producing, because producing is so different now. Like there's different.
Is beat making different or producing? Because it's 2 different things.
Okay, so break that down.
Yeah, there's a lot of beat makers out there, which I say time and time again, and people get beat making and producing mixed up. A beat maker can get their computer, put Ableton, and the songs are preloaded, the sounds are preloaded, it damn near makes the beat for you. You take that and then you shop it around, send it around to all these artists, and then they might pick one or might not. A producer is constructing the song, coming up with ideas, know the cadence, know the vibe of what they actually want from the song, have the guts to say no if something is not right on their song, right? Direct their traffic and be the 50-50 partner that the producer's supposed to be to the artist. Most artists are bad A&Rs.
Right, because they're tied to their music.
They just don't know how to pick tracks. They don't know how to pick choruses. They don't know how to do a lot of things. But the producer, like Quincy did with Michael Jackson, bring in those particular melodies. Bring in, with Snoop and Dre. Like that's, that's what make the magic. Myself and Dog.
Right. DMX.
Yeah, you know, it's just certain chemistries that
you and Cassidy.
Yeah.
You did that for Cassidy.
Yeah.
He was a battle rapper. You came in and created songs.
Yeah, and he got produced.
Right.
You know, and it's just like Puff producing Big.
Right.
Like, we would have got a different Big. Like, would Big be iconic if he wasn't produced? Or he picked his own beats from his friends or some random producers that didn't care what he said, how he said it. He would have probably never got one more chance. Right? So
and Puff was responsible for Big's like whole demeanor and
image,
the suits, you know, the marketing,
Versace, all the different things. Like, you know, we have to be produced as creatives. Like, we have to be produced. Like, even when I even have to be produced sometimes, depending on what it is. You know, whether it's fashion, whether it's just, first of all, I'm a student, period, like, of life. Right? So I'm not too big that I can't be edited and produced. Somebody give me something to critique what I have going on to go to the next level. But beat makers don't care about critiquing anything. They just throw a bunch of things on the wall, hope something sticks. And if that one thing sticks, they'll keep building off of that, which is cool. You can do your hustle, but just know your title.
Right.
Right.
So that completely changes all of my questions because now, you know, the way that people shop their music, I've seen friends make beats on phones and stuff like that, and they just put it out in the internet. You know, do you kind of adjust your style to some of the new technologies or new ways that are out right now?
Yeah, I know how to work all of the new technology, but that doesn't change my craftsmanship on how I work and what I developed for over the years of being hands-on and really making music with purpose, right? And more so just challenging myself, right? Like, I could have easily made a bunch of trap beats and could have got more placements and did different things. That just wasn't my thing. You know, that was for Mike Will and all those guys that perfected that craft. That's their craft. Yeah. I have to do my thing. I can't, but I'm not saying I'm too cool to not embrace it. There's a lot of great songs out. But for me, I can give you a feeling that you're familiar with today, but it's still me.
Yeah. Right. I noticed that about you. Even when I heard the Rick Ross and DMX song on the soundtrack for Godfather of Harlem, I'm like, this is a Swizz Beatz. Like, you have a stamped style. Yeah. And it's even when you did Philadelphia for Meek Mill, like, I can hear this is a Swizz Beatz, you know?
I mean, it's just in the zone.
Right. What's up with Alicia? What's she working on?
Her single comes out tomorrow and video.
Yes. Yeah, what's it called? Talk about wifey here.
She has to explain all that. I just know it. Don't get me in trouble. I just know something's coming tomorrow for sure.
Yes. She did an amazing job hosting the Grammys.
Yeah, that was a good look.
Did she bring that home? Like, was she practicing in front of y'all?
Hell yeah. Yes. That was a serious job.
Yes.
That was serious work. And she killed it.
She absolutely did.
Yeah, she did amazing.
So she's coming out with something. How about Meek? I know I seen you in the studio with Meek.
Yeah, everybody's working. Everybody's working.
Yes. All right, Swizz Beatz, check out the series, right?
Godfather of Harlem, Big Zone.
That's right. Epix. And hopefully the 2 songs that we're hearing from you every Monday.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes. And then it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, you too.
I could talk to you forever, man. Listen, next time you come back, we'll talk about all the beats that you made for somebody, and they didn't take the beat, and then you gave it to somebody else, and it was a smash.
Story of my life.
Swizz Beatz, thank you for stopping by Mina's house. You're on the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat.
Thank you.